Hey guys, I'm Shane3X, welcome to My Gamers. Now today we're going to be making the Hyrulian Shield. Now you might know this from the Legend of Zelda series, the shield that Link commonly uses. If you don't, you can just Google that and see what it actually is meant to look like. To start off with, you need a minimum of 9 layers to actually do this properly. Once you get the additional layers though, you can actually add more to it, because the shield itself is quite complex and you won't have enough layers to do it properly. And even if you did, you might not be able to do it quite as perfect because the shapes aren't, the most varied, but it will do. So to start off with, you want the bottom layer to be a shield, and then the next layer up to be a shield also. The bottom one being white and the middle one being blue. Now you can make it as thick or as thin as you want, but I generally sort of have a medium outline. Okay, so once you've got that, you want to work on the Triforce. The Triforce is the yellow triangles on the shield. This shield is based off the Nintendo 64 version, so that's Ocarina of Time. And in that version it had a yellow triangle on the bottom and then the Triforce on the top. So you definitely want a triangle. You'll have at least 4 when you finish. Just trying to find something else. Okay, now for the red bit in the middle, what I'm using, I don't know how to pronounce it, but what I'm using isn't quite correct, but if you want to minimize the number of layers you're using so you can actually work on the shield a bit more, I would use what I'm using now. So you just want to turn that upside down, make it red, and then make it small enough so you can fit it in between the middle somewhere, because what you're going to be doing is getting 3 more triangles of the same size as the bottom one and then putting them on top. So as you can sort of roughly guess, it will sit in the middle somewhere. Okay, so now you need 3 more yellow triangles and you just proceed to make the Triforce. Now a tip I use to make the same size as the rest of the triangles is I just line it up with the bottom triangle, because there isn't a copy feature, so you do have to sort of just roughly make it the same size, and just rearrange things as you need to. Whenever I use the editor, for some reason it doesn't quite save the way I finish it. Sometimes it readjusts itself, it becomes a little bit smaller, a little bit bigger. Sometimes the shape is a little bit tilted. You can't really help that though, so if you do get that problem, don't worry too much, because most of the time when you actually finish it and it's on your weapon or on your player card, you won't actually be able to see that. So just continuing with the Triforce here. As you can see, I'm lining it up with the bottom triangle just to get a bit of consistency with the shapes. Now what you want to do is you want to overlap the triangles a little bit, just so you get that if you know what I'm talking about, if you know what the shield is, if you know what a Triforce is, you'll know what I mean. But if you don't, you want the bottom triangles to overlap just a little bit, and then the top triangle, you want to make that just a little bit bigger than the other 2 triangles, so it sits on top and actually looks like it's meant to. So we've got, pretty much the basic sort of design now. Now on the actual shield, to the left and the right of the Triforce will be these 2 grey shapes. There aren't many things that actually look like that available to you, and you'd probably be using too many layers. So what I've decided to do instead is go for wings. Now I've just taken the crow wing, made it white, put it below the triangles, and then readjust the wing accordingly so it actually sort of looks like the Triforce has wings. Now what I do is I resize the triangles a little bit because they are a bit too big, but you can make this as big or as small as you want. So just readjust everything until it looks perfect, but this is sort of the shape the shield was going to take. Now there is a 3-point shield. The actual shield itself does have more of a pointy curve, but it's definitely way too pointy for what we're trying to do. And when you do an outline on 3-point shield, it looks really stupid, so I've decided to go on for the first shield you get, and it looks pretty good too. I mean, you know, for the most part, as soon as people see it, they'll probably instantly recognize what it's meant to be. And you know, I think it looks pretty cool, so if anything, you know, you've got a fan right here. So yeah, just finishing up that second wing now. You could also, if you wanted to, you could make the shield and everything smaller and then put a sword on the back. You do want to make sure the sword hilt is, I think it's blue or purple, it's one of those two. You could just Google the Master Sword if you want to know what colour it is meant to be. And that's pretty much just it. All you have to do is just readjust everything so it looks fine. But that's the Hyrulian Shield for you. You know, this is something I designed myself. And, you know, there are a lot of guides for things like Mario and Elmo, and I wanted to put something different out there, so I hope you do enjoy it. It looks pretty cool. It's what I'm using on my gun. When you do actually put it on your gun and you run around and play, it looks really cool. It probably would look cooler if you actually know what Zelda is and stuff like that. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope, you know, you are able to make a shield too. So, you know, tell me if you guys like it. If you have your own requests that you haven't seen around, you know, please feel free to ask me and I'll try to maybe do another guide for those things. So thank you again for watching. So yeah.